Michael here from imperfectenglish.com. I was a college student. I'd been studying Spanish for 2 years. It was a terrible experience. I learned almost nothing. Zero. Okay? We were using old methods. We studied grammar, verb conjugation, vocabulary tests every day. Sounds familiar? It probably does. I'm sure that's probably how most of you learn English. It was terrible. But something great happened to me. Something very amazing. I was fortunate enough to make some new friends. I made some Japanese friends. And they were awesome. They completely changed my life. I wanted to learn Japanese. I wanted to speak with them. I wanted to watch their movies, read their books. I was very interested in Japanese culture. So I decided I want to go and study in Japan. I want to live in Japan. And that became my goal. But there was a problem. In order to graduate on time, I needed to skip the first Japanese class. I went to one of the teachers, an American lady, and I told her my plan. I was so excited. I wanted to skip the class. I was going to study on my own. And she looked at me and she just shook her head. She said, "No, that's impossible. Too hard. Japanese is too difficult. You can't do it. You have to take my first class. It's too difficult for you." To be honest, I was hurt. I was sad. I felt like my dream was over. I was so excited, and then because I hate when somebody tells me I can't do something, and especially because it's too difficult. So I took a big risk. I wanted to follow my heart. I wanted to follow my dream. And I went home and I started studying on my own, using my own methods, my own habits. I started making new habits for myself. It was completely different from my experience studying Spanish. And it was amazing. Within just a few weeks, my Japanese abilities had increased rapidly. And so I went to the other Japanese teacher at my university. I told him my plan, and I even spoke to him in Japanese. I said, "Look, I've been studying. Here's what I can do." And I talked to him. And he looked at me and smiled and was so happy and said, "Oh, great. Yes. Of course you can skip the first class." 1 month later, I was in Japan. I was speaking and listening to native speakers, and I had an amazing time. I had an amazing experience. Not only having this awesome time in Japan with native speakers using the language that I had learned, but I was better than the students who took the class that I skipped. 1 year later, graduated. A couple of weeks after graduating, I moved to Japan and lived there, worked as an English teacher, and had a wonderful time. And I shared my methods with my students there, and they also had great success achieving their goals and their dreams. And that's really what this is about. It's not just about learning English or learning a language. It's about achieving your goals, making the right plan, and making it a success. After living and teaching in Japan, I came back and got my master's degree in language education. I read thousands of books and articles about language education, teaching language, learning language. I've studied this for years, and I've been teaching students how to achieve their goals. And that's what my program is about. So come to my website, imperfectenglish.com, become a member, and I'm going to teach you my secrets. They're not even really secrets. They're just good habits, a few steps, some steps you can take to achieve your goals as well. And I have no doubt that you're going to be even more successful than I was. So come to my website, imperfectenglish.com. I'm Michael from imperfectenglish.com.